Good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. My name again is Allison Turner. I'm the founder of Bad Cat Media Group, which is home to my podcast, my business coaching program called Dream Plan Start Grow. I am actually streaming to my personal social media as well as my business as today to talk a little about consistent action. So today I'm talking about make you move, how consistent action can really propel you forward. And I want to highlight my most recent podcast that I released this week with Aswand Cruickshank. He has an interesting story. He and I met probably a little over a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago. And we met because he was a vendor at a networking event I attended in Delray Beach. And as a vendor, he was selling his most recent book or two. He was talking about his programs. And he and I had something in common because we're both athletes. So he grew up on the football side and talks a lot about teamwork in his leadership programs. And I grew up on the tennis side. So today I want to just share a clip of the video. But one of the things I've seen with him over the last year or so is he's had really good, consistent action. So Make You Move is his brand. And he's had some great consistent action. So he started his podcast. I had the honor of being on his podcast last year. He live streams. I know it goes to at least LinkedIn. I know it probably goes to some other channels as well, but I always see it on LinkedIn. He live streams while he's walking daily. So he's really tried to brand himself with that consistent action and moving forward. That there's no, when you're an athlete, you have a big loss or something happens. And if you dwell on that, like you'll never move forward. There's a certain mindset that athletes, like really successful athletes have. And you can see the difference even from like a Tom Brady to maybe a quarterback that's made the NFL, but hasn't really done what someone like a Brady or a Peyton Manning or some of the top quarterbacks have done. And Brady clearly stands out above everyone else, and then even a quarterback in college, college is great. You get to a certain level in college. If you're a quarterback in college at D1, D2, D3, awesome. You've still done a ton. You've accomplished a lot. But to get to the NFL and then to really make your huge splash in the NFL, that's even bigger. So mindset's a huge piece. And he talks about some of the action he's taken around what he's doing. So Aswand Cruickshank is a speaker, 4-time author, trainer, and leadership coach. And he's used the invaluable lessons that he learned on teamwork on and off the field. So, he, again, played football, and he talks a little bit about that in this interview. But he's really passionate about helping others grow, whether it's a team, an organization, or individuals, and really make your move. So I'm going to pop this on and just share a couple minutes of this podcast, which I thought was kind of a powerful statement from him. So
the passion is key, man. Passion is huge. I mean, you brought up the pandemic, and that is actually when my podcast started. I was going to Toastmasters a lot, and I'm, working on my speeches. I'm developing as a public speaker, and then boom, COVID happened. So I had all these speeches in my head, and it's like, all right, well, who am I going to give them to? So I just, hit the record button, and now over 300 episodes.
Wow, 300. That's awesome. I mean, I've heard that most people don't make over 50. If they get to 50, that's huge. Because I think I'm on 40, I want to say. I think I'm right around 40, like the one I'm releasing hopefully today is right around 40, 39, 40, somewhere in there. So, I think, the consistency.
Yeah, I was just about to say the word. I was literally about to say consistency. So you cut me off on that one.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, like you've done a great job at, is doing, live videos or, videos where you've recorded yourself and posted on whether it's LinkedIn or Facebook or, wherever else you're posting. I usually see them on LinkedIn, but
right.
Because I always stop and listen because I'm like, oh, there he is, let's see what the message for today is. You're usually walking along, doing some kind of exercise, and I'm like, I should probably do it that way. Like kill two birds with one stone.
Allison, I can't take credit for that. I honestly can't take credit for that, because listen, if anyone is listening to me right now, all right, make sure, especially one of the things us as entrepreneurs we get caught up in is sometimes we feel like we don't need coaching. But and you know this, I paid for coaching. I paid to be a part of a mastermind with a guy named Dre Baldwin. And I might have sent you his stuff, but I'm getting BITC. I don't know if we're allowed to cuss on here, but I'm getting smacked around. Like, he's poking holes in my business. He's scrubbing my Instagram. He's like, you don't have this, you don't have that, you don't have this. And when I told him, look, I want to be a full-time speaker, he looked at my account. He goes, I see no videos of you actually speaking on camera. And this happened in July. The next day, I was like, oh, hell no. So every day now, so actually this weekend I'm going to his live event, and I've met him in person once, and I'm so excited to go to his live event. But again, I'm sure you'd agree, and entrepreneurs, make sure you pay for coaching, because there's only so far you can take yourself. At some point, you got to find someone that's going to pull out the baseball bat on you and say, hey, you are not even close to where you need to be. So, the video started from a place where it's like, wait a minute, if somebody else is out there doing it, I need to be doing it.
Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, I think that's one of the things. Yeah, I mean, that's one of the things, when I decided in 2021, I'm like, oh, it might be good to speak more, so that's when I joined Toastmasters. Like you were in Toastmasters, and then that's where the podcast came out of. And originally when I started this podcast back in 2020, it was just me speaking with only audio, and I was mirroring it off a business coach up in Ohio that I sometimes would listen to his podcast, and they were short, 10, 12 minutes. He would do it every single day. I was like, how does this guy do it every day? I mean, it's just audio. It wasn't video, but it was every single day. The guy had done, I don't even know how many thousands of these stupid things. I don't know if he's still doing them or not, and he would just liken normal experiences to business. Like, he's like, oh, I was in church and this happened. And then he would pull it back into the business world. And he had a really good way of doing it. So when I started the podcast in 2020, because I saw the opportunity from the business coaching perspective of, there's going to be a lot of new businesses coming out now. This pandemic hit in March. There's going to be these opportunities, people losing jobs. They're going to have to start, some of them are going to start businesses. There's the opportunity. So I go on to speak a little bit more about that and how I got started in podcasting, and then how I transitioned from those 5 or 6 episodes I did in 2020, where I then stopped, to going not necessarily live. I do these live, but to doing pre-recorded videos with entrepreneurs on how they got their start, interviews. And I think the biggest thing I can emphasize to people who either own a business, want to start a business, is be consistent in your actions. Marketing, and I talk a lot about this in the marketing side of my business. Marketing takes time. If you want to brand yourself, it takes time. The great thing is we have huge opportunities today that maybe we didn't even have 10, 15 years ago, with social media, with video, with, nowadays we've got these phones that shoot 4K video. So if you have the right lighting, the right microphone, the right, different things, geez, I mean, the sky's your limit. When there's programs out there that can help you with editing videos, you can do it yourself. You can hire a company like mine to help you with it. You can hire other companies to help you with it, but it's doable on your own. But it's really about consistency. I can't stress that enough. So check out this video with this interview with Aswand Cruickshank. You'll find it on my Dream Plan Start Grow Audible channels, or audio channels, which are Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music, Audible, Google, and Apple. Or check it out on my Dream Plan Start Grow YouTube channel if you want to see the whole video production. But I can't remember how many minutes. I think it's about 45 minutes, but it's a great interview. And I was honored to be on his show last year. And so it's always good to reciprocate and bring someone on, especially when you're seeing their consistent action and how they keep leveling up their game each and every day. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow. Have a good one, everyone.